Welcome back. You're watching KTN. This is Kenya at 50, our special coverage of Kenya's Golden Jubilee celebrations.
Let's now head down to South Africa, where many world leaders have been paying tribute to deported anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela.
Here's KTN's Asha Molo reporting tonight from Johannesburg.
Thank you and a very good evening to you. This has been a day that can be summarized using 3 words: song, dance and celebration. It's a day when the world stood still and looked south, looked to a country celebrating the life of its freedom fighter, the late Nelson Mandela. A day when all the world leaders converged in one place, including US President Barack Obama, who gave a moving tribute to the departed leader. Here's Linda Ugutu with a recap of what happened at the FNB Stadium in Soweto.
Early morning and South Africans started making their way to the FNB Soccer Stadium in Soweto, the venue of the final memorial service for the late Nelson Mandela. At the entrance of the stadium, several world leaders were also making their way. Over 90 heads of state were here to join South Africans in giving their final respects to the man who will remain etched in the history of South Africa and the entire world as well.
We welcome Winnie Mandela.
And when everyone had settled in, the memorial service began for a man whose life many say was filled with sacrifice and tragedy, but who triumphed with a tenacity of spirit and hope in even the darkest of days.
Courage to enact in our lives the values Mandela fought and stood for.
His family shared the memories they had of Tata.
You are lodged in our memories.
Mandela's gift for uniting foes across political and racial divides was still evident even in his death. Walking up the stairs onto the stage to deliver his speech, Obama shook hands with Cuba's President Raul Castro, an unprecedented gesture between leaders of two nations that have been at loggerheads for more than half a century.
There are too many leaders who claim solidarity with Madiba's struggle for freedom, but do not tolerate dissent from their own people.
Speaker after speaker hailed Mandela as the great liberator of the 20th century, one that has left a void that will be difficult to fill not only in Africa, but worldwide.
He sacrificed so much and was willing to give up everything he had for freedom and equality.
And when the South African president stood to pay his tribute, he described a man who was a father and an icon to generations of South Africans, a man who had sacrificed his life for the freedom of his country and his people.
Madiba was a courageous leader. Courageous leaders are able to abandon their narrow concerns for bigger and all-embracing dreams, even if those dreams come at a huge cost.
And the final prayers were held.
God, you have given, and God, you have taken away.
Then Mandela's old friend and ally, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, took to the podium to say his farewell to Madiba, a fellow Nobel laureate, an old friend with a love for life, passion, laughter, and a cause.
I am not going to give you a blessing until all of you stand.
And with that, the memorial service that had brought together several world leaders and united the globe came to an end, signaling the beginning of Nelson Mandela's journey to Kanu, his final resting place. Mandela will be buried on Sunday, the 15th of December. Linda Ugutu, KTN Prime.
Thank you for that report, Linda. Well, this day has reignited a sense of patriotism for South Africans. It's also reignited a sense of reflection. And if you think what you've just seen inside the stadium was everything that happened, well, you're wrong. Because the behind the scenes of this event were even more powerful and more memorable. I went around the FNB Stadium and around the city, followed the people who woke up very early and braced the rain, the bad weather, to attend the Nelson Mandela Memorial. And here's a report that I filed for you earlier on. The Nkosa believe that when a great man dies, it rains. And true to the old legend, the heavens opened up on the day when the whole world would honor a global icon. The heavy downpour, however, did not stop South Africans from commemorating the departed Nelson Mandela. All roads led to the FNB Stadium in Soweto for the National Memorial Service. Even in grief, South Africans found time to celebrate the life of a man who liberated them from racial segregation. A celebratory atmosphere engulfed the stadium that slowly filled up with crowds from various parts of the country. Clad in patriotic regalia to honor Mandela, they sang on the bleachers, backstage, at the stadium's hallways, and even at the main dais. As the rain got heavier, the singing got louder.
It taught us a lot. It taught us humanity. It taught us respect, and irrespective of the race, color, and everything. That's why I'm here, to celebrate him and to salute him and say, Viva ANC, Viva!
Mandela is the one, is the king, is the Lord, is my father, because he fight me in this land to live the good life.
We've got everything that we didn't have before. Now we thank Lord that he has given us this man, Nelson Tata Madiba.
I think for us the biggest thing is to learn to forgive. I know we'll cry if we talk about these things.
It was, however, not just South Africans that came out in numbers. A glimpse at the flags waving in the crowds was a clear indication that the entire continent was behind South Africa.
The only things I remember, he told Mobutu that time, it's a time for you to step down. And Mobutu, he didn't completely want to listen to him. And you know the rest, what's going to happen to Jason and up to date. So we have come to celebrate this great man, his legacy.
The crowd went into constant bouts of cheer as world leaders and members of the Mandela family made their way into the stadium. The memorial was covered by journalists from all over the world. For the next 3 days, the body of the anti-apartheid icon will lie in state at the Union State buildings in Pretoria. In the mornings, the hearse will drive through Pretoria as South Africans line up along the streets to bid their hero a final farewell. A farewell that the world will remember forever. Asha Mwilu, KTN, Johannesburg.